What's up, folks? Coming at you with another video here. Today, I'm going to give you my thoughts and my sort of review on the Sig Sauer MK25. I've said this one is coming for a while, so we're going to go ahead and do this. I got tons of shooting footage of this thing I'll be throwing in here. This is one of my absolute favorite pistols, so let's get right into it. Alright, so if you don't know, the Sig Sauer MK25 is a P226 variant that they made for the Navy, specifically for the Navy SEALs. Now, everybody's all about, like, this here's the gun that the Navy SEALs done use. Well, it was the gun that the Navy SEALs used. I believe they've all gone to the Glock 19, but Special Forces usually have non-standard equipment and can choose their own, so maybe some of them kept this, I don't know, but I believe that the Navy has switched to Glock 19s. But this used to be the Navy SEALs weapon. That's not why I bought it. I always wanted a 226. I used to have a 229. Kind of wanted a 226 to go with it. My 229 was in 40, so I bought a 226 variant in 9mm. So this gun comes from the factory, phosphate coated on all the internals to resist seawater, because it was designed for the Navy SEALs. This one is a variant of the variant. So this is the MK25-D for desert, which is the desert color here, -RX for Optic. This model came with the Romeo 1 red dot sight on here, and I've added some stuff to that. We'll go over that. It comes with Sig Sauer's night sights. It did not come with a threaded barrel. That's an add-on. It came with a phosphated barrel. That's somewhere in a toolbox somewhere right now. It did not come with these Piranha grips, these G10 Piranha grips. I added these on after the fact. So those are aftermarket. It comes just with some plain Jane Sig polymer grips. And I didn't like them, so I put these on here. It does have a Picatinny 1913 rail on the bottom, as opposed to Sig's proprietary rail. It is a double action, single action gun. You can see here on the other side, they've got the cool military tracking sticker on here. There's a company that makes these out of aluminum, and they stay on better and they look cooler. I just haven't gotten around to getting one yet. Like I said, this is double action, single action. I'm going to go ahead and clear the gun. Nothing in there, you safety Nazis. Look at that. So because it is double action, single action, the MK25 features a decocker lever. So if you were to cock this, there's a lever right here. If you press that down and then let go, it decocks the gun. Pretty nifty, huh? This other lever here is the slide stop, slide release, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. And that's pretty much it. So let's get into, that was features, by the way. That's it. I mean, it's a Sig. It's one of their metal frame Sigs. It is a sweet shooting gun. It has very soft recoil because it's a full metal frame, so you've got a lot of weight absorbing the recoil. It's a full length pistol, so you've got a lot of steel in the slide itself absorbing recoil. And we'll splash the stats up somewhere around here for you. So what would you use this little guy for? Well, this is a full-size 9mm pistol, so you can use it for whatever you want. For me, right now, this is my bedside gun. I do have a TLR1 HL on here. I kind of switched this back and forth with an Olight Balder Mini in Flat Dark Earth. but I've got this on here now because I was using this out of my holster, and I only have a holster for the DLR1 right now. I haven't gotten around to making one for the Olight yet, so there's that. You can use this as a target gun, range gun. You could carry it, definitely, over waistband easily. Conceal carry, it's a full-size metal frame pistol, and I mean, you can. That's up to you. If you want to do that, go ahead. I wouldn't conceal carry this. This is kind of my range gun. When I go to the range, I always wear a battle belt, and I always have a holstered pistol that I just don't use because I don't know if anybody's familiar with all the stories. I'm from upstate New York. I moved to North Carolina. While I was in upstate New York, though, we had a spate of shootings at the ranges up there. They're all outdoor ranges in New York. I don't think we have any indoor ranges. You're not allowed to touch a pistol without a pistol permit in New York, so they can't rent anything to anybody. But we had a spate of robberies at the ranges, and they would wait until somebody was downrange checking their target, and they would grab their guns, which is... And a lot of people were like, oh my God, I realized I was downrange, unarmed, checking my target, and these people were around my firearms and ammunition that I left at the bench. You know, and they're at the range alone by themselves in the middle of the week or whatever. So I never go to the range without being armed and keeping at least one gun on me at all times. When I go down to check my target, this gun is in the holster on my battle belt going with me, because you're not going to drag all of your ammunition and firearms with you when you go to change your target or check it. So, reliability. It's the gun the fucking Navy SEALs used. What do you think the reliability is? I mean, there's really not much to say. I have never, ever had a problem with this gun. I have put, over 5,000 rounds through this gun. I've never had an issue with it. It's never once stopped up. Because I said that it'll blow up at the range tomorrow, but no, it's completely reliable. It is a fantastic piece of equipment. I would bet my life on this. Plenty of Navy personnel bet their life on this. It's just a fantastic gun. You can't go wrong with one of these. Trigger. Here's the I tinker with guns. Obviously, if you've watched my channel, any of my other videos, you've probably figured that out. That was one thing I did not like about this Sig. I am a Sig person. Now, let me qualify that by saying I am brand agnostic. I don't subscribe religiously to any brand's products. If you have a great product, then super, I'll use it, as long as it's within my price point. If it's what I'm looking for. If not, then see you later. I don't have any problem buying other pistol brands or using other brands' rifles or whatever. I've had some Sig rifles. To be honest, they weren't fantastic. So I don't own any anymore, but I do love Sig's pistols. And I've had so many different models of Sig pistols over the years. This is one of my favorites. The only thing I didn't like about this, every other Sig pistol, one of their metal frame P series pistols that I've had, has had the short reset trigger installed, so SRT. And Sig has two SRTs, so when you're looking that up, just be careful. They have the short reach trigger, which is a thinner trigger, so that you don't have as much space from the back to the front of the trigger, for people with like shorter fingers or whatever. And then they have the short reset trigger, which is what this is. So if you're not aware of what that is, and again, it's unloaded. So this is a double action, single action. So the first pull of the trigger releases the hammer. The slide cycles. When you release the trigger, it's now in single action. And then you pull the trigger again, it drops the hammer, and slide cycles. So this is your double action trigger pull. I'm going to hold that trigger back, cycle the slide, and now you can see That's it. That's all it moves. And when it goes forward, it's already locked all the way to the rear if you catch it there. So there's no travel back. It clicks and it's ready to go bang again. It will go forward if you let it with the spring, but if you're riding the reset, that's it right there, and then it pulls right through. I love the short reset trigger on these Sigs. So this one, because it was military spec, did not come with the short reset trigger. It just came with the regular old trigger, which I'd never used because by the time I started buying Sigs, they had all gone to the short reset trigger. So once I got this and realized that, I immediately ordered the short reset trigger from Sig and pulled the gun apart and installed that instead. So that is not factory for this, for the Mark 25. They have a different trigger. Accuracy. Have I mentioned that this was the Navy SEAL gun? I mean, what do you think? But in all seriousness, it is supremely accurate. It's probably more accurate than I am. This is a fantastic gun. You'll see some shooting footage in here. Sig's metal handguns have always been superb, and they've always been super accurate. And if you have the skill, this thing will punch the X out of your target all day long. Accessories. Well, obviously the most obvious one here, right? Oh, weapon light. It's got the 1913 rail on the bottom. You can install a weapon light, laser, or whatever the heck you want on there. I'm a firm believer in having weapon lights on all of my pistols. So this one has one too. Like I said earlier, right now it's wearing the TLR1 because that's what I have a compatible holster with. I do have a Balder Mini that goes on here. I'll try to see if I have a picture and I'll throw that in the video too. I actually like the Balder Mini. It has some nice lines up with the trigger guard on this. But yeah, so obviously you put anything on the 1913 rail. This is a Sig metal frame pistol. So there's a ton of things that you can accessorize this with and do to this. Obviously this one is factory coated in flat dark earth. I'm not sure what Sig used for the coating. I'll see if I can find it and splash it up, but I'm not sure they say what it is. But it has, we're talking 5,000 rounds here. And it's worn in a holster all the time. Whatever they used, I'm guessing, I would guess Cerakote just because the wear is insane. I mean, you can't even see any wear marks on this. It's nuts. So I would guess Cerakote, but maybe it's some sort of nitride coating. I don't know. All right, so yeah, I replaced the factory polymer grips with the Hogue G10. I think these are the Piranha pattern on here. I'll have to cut out that giant pause there. These are the Piranha pattern, and it's kind of a flat dark earth, greenish, grayish. I think it looks really cool on there. And as a matter of fact, I think these are actually the ones that come on the Sig Sauer Scorpion line, which is a flat dark earth with this same color Piranha grips on it. Like I said, this came from the factory with the optics cut and with the Sig Romeo 1 installed. And I will get to that in a minute. If you can see here, I have installed a metal shroud over the Romeo 1. So this is sort of like an optics plate. It goes under the Romeo 1 here, and then you screw down through it, the optic into the plate and into the slide to secure it on there. And it just makes sure you can't break the little Romeo 1 on there. As far as the other obvious accessory I've done to this, I don't have the Sig barrel in here anymore. I've got the Silencerco threaded barrel in here. So this is, oh man, if I can get this off. Ugh. There we go. Thread barrel. It's got a thread protector on there. I always put these Delrin O-rings on here because they keep the thread protector from walking off when you're shooting. It just sort of grabs on there and then it won't let the thread protector go. So those are awesome. I do plan on suppressing this at some point. I really want to get a Silencerco Osprey for this. I think they look really cool together. But I gotta find a flat dark red Silencerco Osprey in stock in 2020. So anyway, that's my review and I'm sticking to it. Things I don't like about this gun, other than the trigger that was on it from the factory, which I replaced with the short reset trigger. I am a fan of optics on pistols. All of my pistols now currently, except for my P226, have optics on them. I think it's the wave of the future, in the same way that, 20 years ago, nobody had optics on rifles, and all of a sudden every rifle has an optic. And if you don't, people are like, what the hell's wrong with you shooting with irons? So I do like the optics on the pistol. However, I don't really like the Sig Romeo one on the pistol. This is not the original Romeo one that came with it. The original Romeo one, the batteries died after a year. I pulled the cap off, replaced the battery, and I don't know how well this is going to show up on camera here, but this battery cap, you can't get a screwdriver or anything in there straight into the battery cap, right? Straight in just bangs on the back of the battery cap, so you're kind of trying to get something in here at an angle to screw that down. You can try to get it started with your fingers. Good luck with that. I couldn't get this stupid thing in here, and so I tried, and I was using a Wheeler, a gunsmith screwdriver. So I had a big, slot driver in there, enough to fill this up without damaging it. And I could not get the damn cap on right, and I finally got it on, and it cross-threaded, and I couldn't get it back off. So Sig was nice enough to replace it for me. I say nice enough that they're kind of a pile of garbage, so they needed to replace it. I've got the second sight on here. I had some trouble getting this on when I put the batteries in, because I don't ship them with the batteries in. I did get it on. It has not died. So as far as battery life, these have the motion detection. When you set it down, after 10 minutes, the dot goes off. It stays off until you pick it up. So that's cool. I like that. That's like the Holosuns. What I don't like is this cover is an absolute piece of flaming garbage. I just can't stand it. You probably can't see it too well in here, but this is dinged up a little bit. It's very very soft metal on the cover, and it's very easy to warp that slot to the point where you're not going to be able to get it back on and off. So I've had this gun for almost 4 years now, and I have no confidence in this sight. As far as being a red dot sight, I mean, it works. As far as that, it works fine. The buttons are easy to adjust. That works fine. It's just the way that they put the battery in here is friggin' impossible to change it right. And they know that, which is why on the second, or Pro version or whichever version just came out, they have, just like the Holosuns, they have the battery tray on the side. Because it's stupid. This is dumb. I mean, the RMR, having to take the entire sight off the pistol to change the battery and re-sight it in, is a better design than this. That's how trash this design is. Sig, I love you, but these Romeo ones suck. And I'm not saying that Sig optics are bad, because I have 2 Romeo 5 Predator models and I love them. But this, the Romeo one, no. And I bought the metal shroud because I noticed my first one was getting the shit eaten out of it. The top curve of the optic was getting just beat up and destroyed from normal, carrying around. So I bought this metal optic. This hasn't done too bad. This has been on the gun for like 3 years, and you can see it's just starting to wear just a little bit on the edges, just the finish, and that's fine. Who cares, right? It's a gun to be used. It is what it is. But yeah, aside from that, everything else is fantastic. The Silencerco barrels, if you're wondering, these, wait till Black Friday. Every year, wait till Black Friday. Silencerco barrels drop down from like $200 to about $100 to $120, depending on the year. And they are fantastic. Everybody's accurate as the factory barrel. Plus they're threaded, so if you want to put a suppressor on there, you have that option. Yeah, so that's it, man. That's my my Mark 25. I love this gun. I just wish this was a different optic. And if I ever want to replace this, I'm probably going to have to send the gun out and get it milled a little bit so that I can put a Holosun or something on there. But other than that, this gun is fantastic. Probably will never sell this gun, although I've said that about a ton of guns and I've sold them all, so who knows. But for right now, yeah, I love this. This is a fantastic gun. This does come with Sig Sauer's night sights, but these are also suppressor height sights. So you can see them through, kind of get at the bottom of the window. If your red dot goes down, you can see through these. And that's it for the Sig Mark 25-D-RX review. I hope that was slightly entertaining and informative for you guys. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of footage in here of me shooting that thing, because I've logged tons of hours with it and 5,000 rounds, so it's had a good deal of use. If you guys have any questions, make sure you leave them in the comments below. That's it, man. That's it. Enjoy my bungling stupidity in the bloopers after this. And we'll see you folks here next time. I'm an idiot. Alright, so if you don't know, I'm going to get a mustache in the mouth. Firepower and your... this is a Sig metal frame picture. Metal frame picture. Yeah, that's what it is. Boop. I forgot what I was going to say. Makes these grips. Goddamn. Hogue, thank you. And these are not. Or the. Thanks for sticking around after the bloopers. I hope you enjoyed me making an ass of myself on camera. But what is that? What's behind me? The editor put something there, didn't he? told him not to do that. Hey, you've made it to the end of the video. Thanks a lot. If you don't mind, click here to subscribe. Click here. Here? Is it here? Here to subscribe, I think. Ish. And click here for another video. Right here. Video. Yeah. Thanks all.